Okay, so my getting to football here. My buddies always ask me, "Are you keeping up with football? Are you watching? You keeping up with the newest things going on with the teams and yada yada?" No, no. I football went woke, and it started with the end racism and all the stupid sayings on the back of their helmets, writing Black Lives Matter on the end zones. I mean, the absolute stupidest stuff. The singing the black national anthem that isn't even a thing. We have our own anthem for the country, is what you're supposed to be playing at games, and they're playing this crap. And now here's the newest thing. That's another reason, in case you don't have enough, to not watch football anymore. And it's male cheerleaders are now taking over for the female cheerleaders.
To tackle their rivals as the NFL season approaches. But the team, now playing defense after announcing two members of its cheerleading squad are men. Blaze and Louie, earning spots after a rigorous audition process.
I went to a lot of Vikings games with my family, mainly my dad. Was definitely watching the cheerleaders thinking like, I wish I could do that. Being that role model for other little kids who don't know that this is an option.
But the inclusion of the
they
two
always
men
want to be
on the
role models for kids,
cheer roster has some calling to boycott the team. With replies to the Vikings Instagram post reading, "I'm not a Viking fan no more," and "I just lost all my respect for the Vikings." Across social media, far-right accounts latching on to the backlash, and even a former player blatantly hateful. Antonio Brown, currently wanted by police for attempted murder, which he denies, calling Blaze a homophobic slur. Plenty of others defending the cheerleaders, writing, "They were incredible and deserve their spot as a part of the squad." The Vikings telling NBC
the sissies
News,
coming out to
so
say they
far,
love this.
No fans have canceled their season tickets, and writing, quote, "Male cheerleaders have been part of previous Vikings teams and have long been associated with collegiate and professional cheerleading. We support all of our cheerleaders and are proud of the role they play as ambassadors of the organization." Efforts to reach the two male cheerleaders for comment were unsuccessful. Of course, cheerleading men is nothing new.
Look at this
There have been countless parodies like this classic Will Ferrell SNL skit.
Yeah, funny parody.
The iconic teen
That's what it's
drama,
supposed to
Bring
be.
It On.
These are not spirit fingers. These are spirit fingers.
But even former presidents George W. Bush, Ronald Reagan, and Dwight Eisenhower were cheerleaders, and many consider men a vital part of the squad. The Vikings point out a third of NFL teams have male cheerleaders. The league embracing other identities too. The Carolina Panthers, since 2022, have featured the first and only openly transgender cheerleader in the NFL. It's also not the first time the sidelines have stolen center stage. Pay and fair treatment of NFL cheerleading squads, a long-running controversy.
1, 2, 3, and
The
4.
Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders recently scoring a 400% pay increase after they became an internet sensation following the Netflix.
So I was watching one guy that does sports and stories on TikTok. He was saying that the LA Charger, what they're the Chargers now, something like that. It was the Rams, now it's the Chargers. They ended up bringing on like 7 male cheerleaders and ended up getting rid of like 7 women in order to make this switch. So 7 women either lost their opportunities or lost their jobs to bring in 7 men. You know, when we've been talking about this transgender issue and honoring men as women of the year, all of this action is the belittling and taking down of women in order to put men on top, which ironically is what women have complained about for centuries. Now they're going, "Oh my God, this is so wonderful! I can't wait to get season tickets for the Vikings. I want to see the males." And how many women lost their job? So you could bring these 2 fags on? So, and I think it was that he was talking about the Chargers. So 7 women either lost their opportunity or lost their job, so they could have the roster opening for the cheerleading squad to bring 7 dudes on. So now you're going to have a bunch of gay guys dancing around at all the games. I hope everyone enjoys that. The Minnesota Vikings have come under fire for the new male cheerleaders, with some social media users saying they will no longer support the NFL team. While many fans may be seeing male cheerleaders for the first time at Vikings games, male cheerleaders have been part of previous Vikings teams and have long been associated with collegiate and professional cheerleading, the Minnesota Vikings said in a statement shared with Newsweek responding to the backlash. Here's where they're trying to conflate this, okay? You had the men that were part of the cheerleading team because they had to throw up the women and then catch them because, they were strong enough and had the upper body strength to do it. The men didn't actually have a pair of pom-poms in their fucking hands, and they're dancing and twirling and doing leg kicks and shit. That's not what they were doing. That's not what they were there for. So, no, it hasn't been that way for years. Now, the NFL has frequently become the focal point of culture wars online over the past few years, with some criticizing it for being too woke. Social media discourse has been prompted following the display of pride flags. Yeah, the performance of the hymn, Lift Every Voice and Song, which is often referred to as a black national anthem, and performances at the Super Bowl. The Minnesota Vikings announced their new cheerleaders in a clip shared to Instagram, captioned, "The next generation of cheer has arrived." The video features a young male cheerleader in the middle as the group dances. Another male cheerleader, Blaze Sheik, took to Instagram to share that he had joined the squad. "Rookie year excited and honored to share that I'm officially 2025-2026 Minnesota Viking cheerleader. Woo! I'm so grateful for this journey, the support, the opportunity to make a little history along the way. I hope to represent and inspire what's possible when you stay true to who you are," MVC Blaze Sheik wrote in the post. And here is this gentleman right here with his pom-poms. The male cheerleaders have quickly prompted backlash online from MAGA conservatives. Everybody else loves this. Only MAGA's angry. The account at Trade Wife Mom wrote in a post on X, formerly Twitter, viewed 12.5 million times. "This is an official Minnesota Viking cheerleader this year. I'm so done with the state." The actor Kevin Sorbo wrote in the post on X. He played Hercules in the show for years, and then Hercules and Xena and all that. 29 million times. "I've been a Viking fan all my life. Sigh, I need a new team now." No, dude, you need to stop watching football. It's just gay, period. It doesn't matter where you go. The backlash has not been universal, with many taking to social media to share messages of support for the cheerleaders and to criticize a negative response. The reporter Billy Binion wrote in a post, that's a cool name, "Billy Binion here, and I'm writing on X to say I cannot for the life of me understand getting mad at stuff like this. This guy isn't competing in women's sports. He's a man who enjoys dancing and is skilled at it. What's the problem?" He's not competing in women's sports. They just kicked out 7 women so they could bring in 7 dudes on the cheerleading team. 7 women lost their jobs. What do you mean they're not competing in women? They're competing in this. And the Minnesota Vikings, in an email shared with Newsweek in 2025, approximately 1/3 of NFL teams have male cheerleaders. Every member of the Minnesota Viking cheerleaders program has an impressive dance background and went through the same rigorous audition process. Individuals were selected because of their talent and their passion for dance and dedication to elevating the game experience. No, it's supposed to be a hot chick in a short dress, jumping around and dancing and waving pom-poms. That's what it's supposed to be. Not a couple of gay dudes in the same dress or tutu trying to do the same thing the women are doing. No one wants that. No woman wants that. Bubble Bath Girl wrote in a post on X, viewed over on X 600,000 times, "Minnesota Vikings has a man as their new cheerleader, as if you need another reason to avoid the NFL in Minnesota." That's a good point. Citizen Free Press on X, in a post viewed 600,000 times, "Minnesota Vikings now have 2 male cheerleaders. No one asked for this. No one wanted this." That is correct. No one asked for it, and no one wanted it. That's why I don't watch football anymore. I mean, unfortunately, it's still going to be popular. People are still going to watch it, and they're still going to show up for it. But really, a message needs to be sent to the NFL, and it needs to be, you're going to lose all your viewers and your supporters if you keep doing crap like this. But when they keep their fans, they keep their viewership, they keep everybody buying all the merch and everything, there's no lesson to be learned other than let's just keep doing our own thing. We haven't hit the line yet, so let's keep going. Or we were at the line and we crossed it. We don't give a fuck and we're going to keep going. So they need to learn. People need to stop. They need to shut it down. Don't watch it. And let them. You need to hit them in their wallets. That's the only thing they care about. If you write to them or email them or post something on their Facebook or Instagram or whatever, they're not going to give a shit. And in fact, they're proud of all of this and they're putting it up online to throw it in everybody's face. So boycott the NFL. I have been and will continue to do so. Thanks everyone. Please like, share, subscribe to the show, and we'll see you with more updates soon.